All right. So, hello, folks. Right now, yes, I know, we are going to be going into our cipher lab. So, this is the first one of our code breaking labs that I've put together for you. And the Caesarian cipher is a really very basic one. It has a lot of historical significance. Caesar used this when he wrote military directions to his generals and commanders. And because other people did not know how to crack it, it was a situation where even if they were capable of getting the orders, they couldn't make any sense out of them. And so Caesar had a fairly complex system. We are going to be doing a very, very basic Caesarian cipher series in this lab. Now, I do suggest that you have some sort of paper, scrap paper, something to write with, something to write on. You can even use the whiteboards of your desks. If you need whiteboard markers, head over to the sideboard and grab one. But you're definitely going to want something because a lot of code breaking is trial and error. So let's take a look at the Caesarian cipher. In this lab, you will use a Caesarian cipher to try and decode several messages. And then you're going to create your own cipher for someone else to break. Now, I told you about how he did it, but let's take a look at the example down here. All right, August 2nd, and then it's complete nonsense. Now, see, in this case, we would look at that second. That's the clue. And as a matter of fact, it's -2. So it's a -2 shift. So what you want to do then is you want to take whatever letter. I suggest you probably get an alphabet line like this. It will be very useful to you. And we remove 2. So for instance, if we were at K, we would move it back 1, 2 jumps to I. In this case, we can see the first letter here is this J. JGNNQ. So we start with J and we shift backwards too. So J to H. So J becomes H. And then we would probably write that in here. H. All right. Sorry. Like I'm just doing the example one. Then G. So we would go to G right here. We would move it back 1, 2. So that becomes an E. So we had G and now E. And then we have 2 N's. So we go to N, bring that back 2. So M, L. So those 2 N's will become 2 L's. And finally, we have Q. Take our Q, move back to P, O. So this J, G, N, N, Q with this cipher actually means hello. Finish up the rest of this one just to make sure that you know how to do it. Now, as you move on and you start getting into the actual ciphers down here, it's not necessarily going to tell you whether you have to move it forward a couple or backwards a couple. It's not going to tell you how much you need to shift it. So that's going to be up to you to try to figure out. Hence this trial and error side of things, where I'm going to ask you to try things. You will start to see words making sense as soon as you go a couple letters if you have the right shift. So the first, the second, and the third are all pretty direct. The fourth is a little bit more complicated. You're not really given much of an explanation for it. And so you may need to try several things. And this last one, of course, is just like that. I'm not telling you how much you're shifting it by. You're just going to have to play around and work on it until you start to get it. For most code breaking, what they will do is people will take a look at letters and things that repeat themselves a lot. And then they'll take a look at the most commonly used letters in the English language. That may be useful to you, maybe not, but that's your assignment for today. I want you to code break these 5 codes, starting at July the 4th, all the way down through this one at the bottom. Now, once you're done with this, then I want you to flip this page over and you are going to make your own Caesarian cipher. No reason to go crazy if you really want to. I mean, you can do more, but the goal is going to be for somebody else when I see you on Monday to get your lab and crack your code. So I hope that makes it clear. I hope that helps you guys. Please feel free to rerun this video if you need help going back and looking at the earlier example and how to move things. And otherwise, whoa, there we go. Otherwise, I hope you have try this again. I hope you have a great day. There we go. Take care.